Sometimes, the moments that define us the most aren't the ones where we're trying to impress someone. They're the quiet ones, the unseen ones, the ones when we choose kindness, even when no one's watching. This is the story of a woman who missed her interview, but still got the job. And the reason why might just restore your faith in humanity. It was a rainy Monday morning in the heart of the city. Inside the glass tower of Walton Enterprises, dozens of hopeful candidates sat in the waiting area, dressed sharply, eyes nervously shifting toward the interview room. Among them was Elena, a young woman in her early 30s. She wasn't dressed in the most expensive clothes, but her eyes, they carried something rare, gentleness, and quiet strength. She had been unemployed for over 8 months. Each rejection letter felt heavier than the last, but today she hoped. Today would be different. Just a few feet away, a janitor was finishing her morning round. She had just mopped the hallway near the CEO's office when, splash! A steaming cup of coffee slipped from one of the applicant's hands and spilled all over the newly mopped floor, leaving a dark, sticky stain. The janitor froze. Her face tightened with panic. This was right outside the CEO's office, and the CEO was due in minutes. She bent down and scrubbed furiously, her hands trembling, but the stain wouldn't go. The other applicants chuckled, whispered, some even pointed. Not Elena. Elena walked up, knelt beside the janitor without saying a word, and pulled a small hand sanitizer bottle from her purse. "Try this," she whispered gently. The janitor looked at her, stunned. They worked together for minutes, scrubbing, wiping, repeating, and slowly, the stain faded. Once it was gone, the janitor looked at Elena with tear-filled eyes. "You didn't have to help me," she said softly. "I know," Elena replied, "but I wanted to." They smiled like old friends who had just found each other again. As Elena walked back to her seat, a few of the other candidates laughed behind her back. "Maybe she's better off applying as a janitor," one whispered. "She sure knows how to clean," another chuckled. Elena heard it all, but she didn't react. She just sat down quietly, eyes focused, her heart steady. One by one, names were called. One by one, candidates walked into the interview room. But not Elena. 2 hours passed, then 3. The waiting area emptied. The sun dipped lower outside the office windows. Still, she waited. Eventually, the janitor walked by again and saw Elena sitting there, alone. "You're still here?" she asked gently. Elena nodded. "They haven't called me yet." The janitor frowned. "I think the interviews are over, dear. You should probably head home." Elena smiled, soft but tired. "I'll wait a little longer, just in case." A few minutes later, a woman in a suit came out of the hallway. "I'm sorry," she said, glancing at her clipboard. "We're done for the day. You'll have to come back tomorrow." Elena stood up, nodded politely, and walked toward the exit. Outside, under the soft drizzle of the streetlight, she cried. The next morning, Elena returned, still hopeful, still calm, but this time something unexpected happened. The CEO herself walked out to greet her. "Elena," she asked with a warm smile. "Yes?" Elena replied, surprised. "You're hired," the CEO said simply. Elena blinked, confused. "But I wasn't even interviewed." The CEO smiled. "That was the interview." The CEO stepped forward and reached out her hand. "You didn't recognize me yesterday, did you?" she asked. Elena looked closer and gasped. The janitor, the woman she had helped scrub the floor with, was the CEO. "I wanted to see what kind of people were walking through my doors," the CEO explained. "Some were impressive on paper, but you showed kindness when no one else did. You offered help without asking for anything. You didn't defend yourself when mocked. You waited with patience. You walked away with grace. You didn't need an interview to prove your worth. You already did." Sometimes the world teaches us that only the loudest, boldest, and most polished get ahead. But every once in a while, someone sees the quiet strength in humility, the courage in kindness, and the power of doing good, even when no one is watching. Elena got the job not because of her resume, but because of her character. And that is what real success looks like. Drop a heart if you believe character matters, and share this story with someone who needs a little faith in humanity.